on Kentucky Afield. Muskie fishing in the heat of summer? See how it's done in eastern Kentucky.
It's a pretty good one.
Oh, that's a real good one.
Then we spend time with a woman making a big difference for young anglers.
But my favorite's catfishing.
And we're searching for edible and medicinal plants throughout the bluegrass state. It's all next on Kentucky Afield.
Baby, baby, baby. At the Salado Wildlife Center, we have a few new mouths to feed. Fawn deer, a calf elk, and a baby bison on the way. Along with our trails, raptors, black bear, and more, come see the new additions to our family. But like all babies, they grow up fast. As they're taking their first steps, our first words to you are, "Oh baby, come see us now." The Salado Wildlife Education Center in Frankfort. Come prowl a while.
Yeah, we got one. Sweet.
A muskrat?
Yeah.
Good job.
What do you know about that, man? That's a good fish, man.
Nice male smallmouth. Healthy, pretty color.
Cody, here. Find us one more good pheasant, Cody.
As biologists, we catch ducks and we place bands on them.
And it's just a really excellent place to see cottonmouths.
I like it.
What do you think?
That was pretty fun.
Hello and welcome to Kentucky Afield. I'm your host, Chad Miles. Join us as we journey the Commonwealth in search of outdoor adventure. Many fishermen would never consider fishing for muskie in the middle of the summer in a small stream, but you may be surprised. Seth, we have a mutual friend that told me that you catch muskie in the heat of the summer, and I thought it was crazy, and you started sending me pictures.
Yeah, we do pretty good in the warm weather in these cooler streams.
So today we're going to try Clay County.
Yeah.
And Clay County's got a lot of muskie fishing opportunities, you told me.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of water that they stay in, yeah.
A lot of people think of muskie fishing, they think of cold water fish, big reservoirs. It's supposed to be 90 today.
Right. And every now and then you'll find a surface temp that gets up in the 70s, but if you put something underneath there to test it, it's cold on the bottom.
Yeah. So what's a good day? I mean, you see a fish, it's a good day?
Sometimes, yeah.
But
some days it's really tough, and then you move one, and you're okay with that. And then sometimes it takes a few trips, and you don't see any, and then you get that one, and then it's all worth it.
You know, for the amount of rain we've had over the last month, this thing is, and you can see that log all the way down into 3 or 4 feet of water.
This is probably the clearest river. It clears up faster than any of the other ones.
So what is the name of this river?
This is the Redbird River.
Redbird, okay.
Yep.
It's such a small body of water.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you are a muskie fisherman, you can come here and get on this stretch of water right here and think, there's no chance of catching a top line 40-something inch fish.
Right.
But they're in here.
Yeah, they're here, yeah. Basically in this river, anywhere you find a deep stretch like this that's deeper than everything else, the shallower areas tend to hold more of the smallmouth population, and then these potholes, as we call them.
Yeah.
These are where the larger fish hang out, so.
Oh, it's smallmouth.
That'll work.
That'll work. That excited me pretty good, because when you're muskie fishing and you feel anything hit.
Pretty fish.
It is a pretty fish. What's this on this fish here? Parasite of some sort.
It's a little lamprey, probably.
It sure is.
Yeah, I'd take him off.
These really clear eastern mountain streams are absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, they are. And Even if they have a little color to them, they're still just as pretty.
It's really important, if you're gonna come down here and try to do this, to call a guide, because you know exactly what kind of flow you're looking for to maximize your opportunity.
Me and the other two guys that run this company, we're out here. I'm out here myself at least twice a week. This hole ends right there, and then there's another hole, and then there's another shoal, then there's another hole, and then there's another shoal, and then there's another hole. But there's smaller holes than this, but.
The great thing about your setup is that shoals don't stop us, do they?
Not usually, no.
We're gonna actually be running up areas of water where you would have to get out of a kayak and carry it.
Correct.
But yet, in this jet boat, you're gonna be able to run some of these shoals and fish 2 or 3 or 4 pockets.
Yeah, this boat will run in probably 4 inches of water, 35 miles an hour. So, it's put us on more fish than we'd ever caught before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where we used to turn around, we continue to go on now. No more of the, wish we could fish that.
Yeah. You guys are so blessed here in eastern Kentucky. You got miles and miles and miles and miles of rivers that hold muskies.
Yeah, this county especially.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, nice one.
Smallmouth.
That's a nice one though.
Yeah, it is. Look at there.
I think we might have switched this to a smallmouth trip.
That thing just destroyed. And this is
a big one too.
You saw one come up right here a while ago.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good fish.
This many bass makes me want to move to another spot.
You said you got another stream close by that.
Yeah, we're gonna go try Goose Creek.
You know what? There's more water down there, so we'll see what happens.
Let's go.
So Goose Creek, this is a little different than what we fished there at the Redbird. We're putting here right outside of Manchester. Actually, we're pretty much downtown Manchester. Well, I noticed that you've gone to a much bigger lure.
Well, the bait that they're eating in here is much larger than where we were. It kind of mimics a pretty large sucker.
Okay.
That's mainly what these fish are eating in here is suckers. There's no shad or anything.
Most people would think fishing in 70-degree water here on a river system on a 90-degree day, throwing a bait that looks like it's 18 inches long, we're crazy.
One day I just had given up on throwing everything, and I put one on, and first, second cast, I had a good one on, and I've been throwing it ever since, every time I come here, so. There he is.
Yep. I definitely saw him.
He was a good one, too.
Yeah, that fish was probably 35 inches or better, wasn't he?
He was better than that.
He tried to nip it. I tell you what, now I feel like we've already had a successful trip. Have a muskie like that come up and try to take that bait literally a foot from the boat.
Yeah, it's always a good day when you see one.
How much more water do we have?
3/4 of a mile.
Okay, all right. Hey, I feel like we're on fish now. You know, you can be out here and throw this bait around and feel like, well, I don't know if there's any fish here. As soon as you see one, oh my gosh, the intensity goes up.
Makes you want to keep going.
Yeah, you get pretty excited.
Yeah. Get the net. It's a pretty good one.
Oh, that's a real good one, yeah. Yay! All right. Sweet. That's a pretty good fish. Oh my goodness. Oh man, that's a good fish.
Just hold that net right there.
I got you, okay? Right there.
I need another one of those, man.
That's twice now you've had a fish come up on that.
I'm gonna give you one of those next. I got 3 or 4.
Oh, I'm very confident what I'm throwing, but man. It happened, you know, it's slow, and it happens so fast.
He was sitting under that right there, one little stick.
When you said, oh my God, here he is, I thought you meant I got one following, and I looked over and your rod was completely doubled over.
No, he killed it.
I was like, oh my gosh. Man, that's an awesome fish. This is the top line predator right here in the state of Kentucky.
The boss of the water.
That is. If you ever want to come down here and give this a try in Eastern Kentucky, I really do recommend giving you guys a call. River Rat Guide Service, you do muskie and smallmouth fishing, correct?
Yep, all year.
All year long?
Yeah.
There is an opportunity to hook up with the fish of a lifetime. Hey, it's been a great time.
Thanks for coming.
I really do enjoy it. And you know, maybe next time I'll hook up with the big one.
I'll do my best.
Dewey Lake, located in Floyd County, Kentucky, is the home lake for a woman who is passionate about getting kids involved in fishing. Now let's go meet Betty Perry. So Dewey Lake's a pretty good sized lake. I mean, there's people that they're skiing and wakeboarding and
yeah.
And now,
it's long. It's not wide, but it's long. They started this back in the 40s.
Okay.
And I think it was finished in the early 50s, maybe. It's an earthen dam.
Okay.
It's a flood control. That's why you've got a lot of this. It was a lot muddier, but it's good today.
Yeah, I like a little bit of color too.
Yeah, it helps.
You like to crappie fish?
Yeah, pretty good. But my favorite's catfishing.
So Betty, you just got an egg sinker here with a little slide there to keep this swivel from going over my knot, tied onto a swivel and a snell hook with a 1/0 on it, right?
Yeah.
All right, and today we're using chicken livers, right?
Yeah.
And you told me that you pretty much, nothing special with the chicken livers, straight from the store? And
nope, just straight from the store.
And you bring some scissors, I see, to cut that. How big a piece you normally put on there? Just cover the hook?
Just not too big. Enough for them to get a good bite.
Yeah.
I like for them to get a good bite of it.
You gotta leave them hungry.
Oh yeah.
So Betty, who taught you how to fish?
My grandmother.
Your grandmother. She loved to fish, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, back then you did that.
Yeah.
See, you forgot how long ago I was born.
What is it about fishing that made you just want to teach kids how to do it?
Well, so many kids run drugs, and you've got them here, and there's nothing in Floyd County for them to do. Rick Eccles said, Betty, he asked me before he left here if, he said, would you help me do a fishing event for kids? I said, yeah. Yeah, this is our 10th year doing the kids event.
10 years. Now tell me a little bit about this. So it's the Floyd County Kids Fishing Day.
Yeah, and we put them in 3 age groups and give them first, second, third prize in each age group. And then at the end of it, the one that catches the overall big fish, they get extra package.
Oh, cool. So it's kind of like it's a friendly competition, but it really is to get kids interested in fishing, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. What's the biggest fish you've ever seen a kid catch at that event?
A 10-pound, a little over 10-pound carp.
Okay.
He was a little fella.
He caught a 10-pound carp. He's probably telling that story today.
Oh yeah.
When you're not preparing for your event or out here fishing yourself, you're out there a lot of times, aren't you, on the water?
I do go.
So,
yeah.
But don't you help out with the creel survey and that type of thing?
Oh yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that, because a lot of people may be out there that go and fish a lake and they have somebody pull up beside them in a boat. And what are you normally doing? What are you asking?
I just come around down through here, and wherever I walk around and stop, if I see somebody, I'll get out, see what they're catching, and tell them that you put it on your show, so they're aware of that, and tell them they don't have to tell me what they're using, but I tell them it would help another fellow fisherman, you know, if they didn't mind to, and they don't mind at all. They've been real friendly about it.
And there's people like you on every lake that goes around, works for the department and goes through and gathers information. And that's how we find out what's going on across the lake.
Oh yeah.
Poles have been bouncing all day long. We've been sitting up here talking, thinking they're probably bluegill, which I'm sure they are. But sometimes it's not all about just catching fish. It's just about coming out here and sitting here and having fun.
Oh yeah.
Now let's check in and see who's catching what and where in this week's fishing report.
This is Jeff Crosby with the Central District Fishing Report. Bass fishing at many of our area lakes is good right now. Consider Taylorsville, Harrington, Gist Creek for your next bass trip. Additionally, it's a great time to fish at night. Try a large black spinnerbait or flip or cast creature baits or jigs along shoreline cover. Also at Taylorsville, blue and channel catfish are being caught in 6 to 10 foot of water on cut shad fished along the creek or channel edges. It's a great time of year also to catch a few panfish, bluegill, and shellcracker at several of our department-owned lakes, such as Beaver, Corinth, Elmer, and McNeely lakes, being caught on a variety of lures such as crickets, mealworms, or redworms. So grab a pole and enjoy some great summertime fishing. Hope to see you on the water.
Hi, this is Kevin Fry with your Eastern Area Fisheries Report. Largemouth bass anglers seeing fair action with Texas or Carolina rigged plastics during the day, fished in main lake areas. At night, shoreline producing bass on spinner baits, crankbaits, and topwaters. Bluegills and other sunfish biting waxworm under floaters well. Anglers using plain hooks or small Popeye jigs tipped with worms. Yatesville, Fish Trap, and Panbull lakes all yielding good numbers of bluegill and other sunfish. Dewey and Fish Trap lakes producing some good catches of crappie on minnows and tube jigs. Leviathan and Tug Forks producing a lot of channel catfish on cut bait fished on trout lines. Rainbow trout are scheduled for stocking at the Paintsville Lake tailwater Thursday, July 13th.
Hi, this is Eric Cummins with your Southwest Kentucky Fishing Report. Barren River Lake bass are hanging in about that 15-foot zone near the thermocline. Crankbaits and Texas rig worms on points and channel swings and those transition banks, either in changing substrate or depth, are good spots to try. Early and late in the day, our best times with the night bite best with dark-colored spinnerbaits, jigs, or worms. Barren and Green River are always good bets for some smallmouth and rock bass action this time of year if flow is right. Also, don't overlook Fagan Branch trout at night under floating lights with bait or spoons in that 20 to 30 foot zone. As always, good luck and good fishing. Be sure your life jacket's got your back.
If you're an individual who likes to spend time outdoors, it's probably a good idea to know what plants can help you or maybe even feed you. And you're going to show me some plants that can be used for food sources, correct?
Yes, food and medicine.
Okay, great.
Yeah. It's right over here. This is wood sorrel.
So what we've got here, you said, is what again?
Wood sorrel.
Wood sorrel, okay.
Yeah.
And it's got a distinct look. Pull it up here and let's take a look at it.
It does. Wood sorrel is very easy to spot because it has 3 hearts on it. It looks a little like clover, but even if you mix it up with clover, that's okay because clover is also edible.
Okay. And so what would you use this for?
I would eat this raw.
Just okay?
I would just pick this and eat this raw. It's a fantastic plant. It's the first thing that I teach beginners and children because it's so easy to identify and nothing poisonous looks like it. It has cooling qualities for the body. It cools you down. It's very refreshing. It even helps reduce fever if you're sick.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So it's great to find.
Okay. There's quite a bit of it laying around here, so if I really like it, we can get plenty of it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's springtime in Kentucky, and so there's an abundance of things out here.
So this tree here is one of the few that I do know what this is, but you know, I have to say I've never tried this, and you're telling me red buds are really good.
Absolutely, this is a red bud, and one of the reasons we like showing it is because it is so easily identified. It introduces people to the topic. What it also does is it gives us an opportunity to just pick and eat, and there's very few people that will find that when they try it, that they don't like it. And so it's one of those that we really like to introduce to kids because it makes kids really tied into the environment.
It's the first time I've ever tried red bud. Obviously been around it forever. So what are we going to look for today?
Today we're going to look for something fun.
Okay.
We're going to look for a preventative medicine type thing and a first aid plant.
And this is what you call fun to eat.
Oh yeah,
because it's nice and easy. You just grab it, pick it off.
This is one of the fun to eat, easy to identify.
This is what we're looking for here today. And so what do we have here?
That is jewelweed.
Jewelweed, okay. And this is not something that we're eating today.
No, we're not going to eat the jewelweed. It's a preventative medicine type plant.
Okay.
It's actually really small. It's not much bigger than the palm of your hand right now. Here in a few months, this is going to be 3-4 foot tall.
Oh, wow, okay.
And it's going to have yellow or orange flowers on it.
Okay.
That are very distinct. When you touch the flowers, the seeds pop off, and people call them touch-me-not.
And so what type of medicinal qualities do we have here?
Well, this plant is a preventative for poison ivy.
Oh, wow.
It is fantastic. If you take the plant, break it off, rub it on your skin, get the juices on it.
Oh, yeah.
You can then get in contact with poison ivy, and more than likely, you are not going to break out.
Oh, wow.
Right.
So this is a really, you know, especially if you're somebody who gets poison ivy a lot and you like to spend time outdoors,
Right.
This is a really good one to know.
It's fantastic, and you can also use it afterwards. If you know you've been into poison ivy, if you can get to this soon enough, and I mean 5-10 minutes,
okay.
You can use this to help dilute and wash off the oils to prevent a breakout with a rash. It's sometimes hard to identify for some people. And so let me give you a hint on how to positively identify this plant.
Yeah.
It's called jewelweed, and it actually gets its name because of this quality. I'm going to pour some water on it, and you'll notice a metallic glint to the back of the leaf, not the top, but the underside. So I'm going to pour the water over it.
Look at that. So you say we've got a willow tree here.
This is a willow, and it's a real good medicinal. In essence, what you have underneath the outer layer of bark is the underlayment, which is the cambium layer of the tree. You dig into that and you can utilize that to make a drink, or you can boil it and use the byproduct as basically as an aspirin. It's a pain reliever. And so in essence, what you can do is utilize that anytime you have pain, a headache, if you're outdoors in the woods. And again, to not harm the tree, just cut a small square into the outer bark and pull the inner layer off. Never go all the way around the tree.
Gotcha,
because you'll end up, in essence, killing the tree.
So you're saying take and cut a small, like inch by inch type square and remove the outer bark, and then remove the...
Once you pull that off, what's laying underneath is going to be the layer. There's going to be a dark layer, and then there's going to be a white layer. The pieces right between those are what you're going to need to get to.
What type of taste does this have?
It tastes just like willow.
Exactly like willow. I can tell you tried them all.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to look at the pine needles on these trees. Pines are another very easily identifiable species. I like to think of them as preventive medicine.
Everybody who's been through the woods has seen this before.
These pines, all needles are going to come up and be utilized. There's several pieces of this tree that are usable. The needles, obviously, you can put in a tea.
You know, when you say tea, it's not our normal Southern tea that we're thinking.
Exactly. It's not sweet tea. Now it does have, more vitamin C than lemons, for example.
Really?
Yeah, they got a lot of vitamin C. You can also get to the under layer of the bark, not the outer bark, but the underlayment. And when you get to it, you can utilize it for starch and sucrose.
And then the little buds that are on here.
Any part of the tree, including these little buds, are going to have antiseptic qualities.
Okay.
And so you can utilize it for that purpose too.
So you're talking about a topical?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely. You can, boil them and then use that to clean yourself.
Okay.
Think about yourself being out for an extended period of time and wanting to make sure you're clean and hygienic. It's a good choice for you.
So it's a very usable tree. I mean, we're talking about all kinds of different uses here.
Absolutely.
So this plant right here, was this called the?
Plantain. This is actually broadleaf or common plantain. The leaf on the back, it's got these very distinct veins that go up through the plant, and they're very stringy. Plantain is actually my very favorite first aid plant.
Okay.
It has one use, and that's pretty much its only use, but it is so wonderful. If you get a bee sting, a wasp sting, anything, you take a leaf, you tear it off, you crush it up, you can chew it up, get it pulpy, pulpy and wilted. Bandage it or tape it on that spot, and the sting goes away within seconds.
Really?
It's actually just fascinating.
So Craig and Jennifer with the Nature Reliance School, you guys have showed us a couple of edibles. Now there's tons of edibles out there. We passed up a bunch, but you showed us something fun, something edible, and something medicinal, right? And preventative. I would advise someone, if they want to get into this, either sign up for a class,
sure,
or to do some research and study. I mean, I learned 6 new plants today, so I really appreciate it.
Awesome.
So thanks for your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much.
And thanks for having us out in Clark County. You can now watch entire episodes of Kentucky Afield on our YouTube channel by searching for KY Afield. And remember, hunting and fishing on private property is a privilege. Always ask permission and thank the landowner. Till next week, I'm your host, Chad Miles, and I hope to see you in the woods or on the water.
Deer processing from the field to the freezer continues to be a runaway favorite for hunters everywhere. From ribs to roast, Sim Harp makes it look easy. Ordering information can be found at fw.ky.gov under the Kentucky Afield tab.